Here's Crush doing a fold down to stand. The goal of the fold down to stand is to make sure that the dog keeps all four paws still as they come up into the down, and all four paws still as they rock back into a Sphinx down. So you can see their elbows are still underneath them and their legs are still underneath them. Try not to stand too close to the dog or they won't come up all the way into a full stand. You want to be able to have the dog go down on cue and come back up on cue as opposed to just luring with a treat. Luring with a treat is a great way to start, but eventually you would like the dog to be able to assume the position without having a treat in front of them. Here I'm using paw pods to help Crush keep her front feet still as she rocks back into the down and comes back into the stand. The other thing it does is if the front feet are elevated, they will use the rear even more than they would if they were on a flat surface. Again, make sure you're not standing too close to the dog so they come up fully into the stand. Try and make sure they go down for a count of 2 seconds and come up for a count of 2 seconds. I'm doing it a bit fast here. Here's Crush doing a tuck sit to kickback stand. The goal of this exercise is to have the dog keep their front feet still as they bring their hips in towards their front feet into a sit and step back into a kickback stand. When the dog kicks back into the kickback stand, try and make sure they move their feet all the way back into the stand so their back is flat. To help the dog keep their front feet still, you may like to have them target their front feet to something like paw pods or a board. Really, it can be anything that isn't too high. You can also see that I get a better stand with Crush when she's targeting to the paw pods. You may also like to hold each position for 2 seconds before you ask the dog to move back into the sit or to the stand. So sit 2 seconds, stand 2 seconds, sit 2 seconds. You'll note Crush is a little bit faster than that, but she's also offering the positions. That's something that I'm working on that I really want to avoid. You want the dog to be waiting for the verbal cue to move into the position. The slow motion video will help you see what muscles the dog is using as they assume these positions. When they step back into the stand, they're using their quads. And when they pull forward into the tuck sit, they have to use their core, which is the reason we want them to keep the front feet stationary. The position of your treat can help with these positions. You can see I draw it forward to get her into the sit, and I push the treat into her nose and hold it there in order to get her to go into the kickback stand.